warm welcoming from the people. You can see that Jamaica have good ties here, and we're looking forward for the game. Last game was a tough one. Most of the players, had their last game a month ago for their club teams, so kind of rusty. But the most important thing, we got 3 points, and we move on to this game.
Merron Gordon's mission. How can he transform Jamaica's football future? Merron Gordon, you have been around the JFA for a while, and you seem to be a decent person. But if you fail to do the right thing, you will be the new Adam in the garden. Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. This is a quote from one of the greatest in a William Shakespeare, as it links directly to Merron Gordon, who has been around the Jamaica team for a while. And even though he is not the head of the team, with his experience, it seems as if he is somewhat the head of the Jamaica men's national senior team. And as of that, today on Premier 7, I want to take under my arm a topic of importance that Jamaica fans and the world needs to be aware of. And it is all about Merron Gordon's mission. How can he transform Jamaica's football future? From this topic, I will break it down into 2 parts, for which I would therefore conclude. So stick around for the importance of what I have to share. However, I have to say that this video, it stems from a poll that I did with the question, do you think Merron Gordon is good enough as assistant manager of the Jamaica men's national team? So far, 67 votes. From that, majority of the voters states no, we need someone better, with 69%. And to round that off, 24% and 7% respectively says not sure, still a work in progress, and yes, he deserves the role. So from the vote so far, 7 likes and 4 comments as well, majority of the fan base is up to say Merron Gordon isn't good enough. And I just want to speak about 2 commenters as well, or to highlight the commenters. In a Brown Bear 7784, he says that Merron is speed plug, and Andre Porter 6582, too many questionable squad selection, likes what up with Trevante Stewart. Why can't he get a recent call up? So I am not here to talk down on anyone, because to be in a position like Merron Gordon, the respect deserves to be there. But I cannot stop the fans and even myself from asking questions that needs to be addressed. So massive respect to those persons who have commented on the channel. And in that case, if you're new to Premier 7 as well, you can see above that I have 1,819 subscribers. Please do me a favor to subscribe. I would love to reach 2,000 subscribers before the end of this month. And if you are already a subscriber, then you know what to do. So just to let you know that Merron Gordon has one of the most important jobs in Jamaica football. But how much do we really understand about his role, right, with the Reggae Boyz? From working with local talents to managing relationships with international players, Gordon plays a crucial role in shaping Jamaica football identity. Do we have an identity though? However, I am here to speak into the matters of such. So firstly, what's the major role of Merron Gordon? And I think this question needs to be answered, because it is good to educate persons about our football organization, because I wish not for the fan base to be ignorant or arrogant, with the absence of knowledge. So let's get the ball rolling. For Merron Gordon, As I've mentioned earlier out, he has been around the national team for a while, and here and there, persons have their disagreement that he needs to go. Some persons would say, all right, let him stay, but what is really there to say about him? All right, so Merron Gordon is currently the assistant coach of the Jamaica men's national team, and his role goes beyond what the title suggests. So, in that case, we can then at least calm down to realize then that the word assistant coach is more than just a word. So with Merron Gordon though, he helps plan training sessions, analyze opponents, and implement tactical strategies during matches. But one of his most important duties is managing the relationship between local based players and overseas based professionals, a key challenge in Jamaica football. So for those persons who normally say JFF this, JFF that, like myself, of course, I won't hide behind the chair. This guy has a lot to do with it as well. So whenever it comes on to wanting our national team to have a balance and to perform up to standards based on tactics, based on recruitment of players, then Merron Gordon, your name is very much crucial. So to extent, Gordon understands both sides though. He has deep roots in Jamaica football system and knows how to mentor and motivate local talents. I mean, if you believe that he has that capabilities, then you can smash a like on the video, because I know then that many persons who are listening to this video or will check it out shortly, they may agree. They may agree. I know that Merron Gordon, he was a GC Foster student, so he have that degree, put it that way, in coaching. So he have some skill sets. That is the reason why he have that job, along with what he had before as an innate ability. He works alongside players who are of international caliber, like the Leon Baileys, the Michael Antonius, Ethan Pinnock, and Demarai Gray, helping them integrate into the team. So you can say then that before even Coach Steve McLean arrived, Merron Gordon used to play a crucial role alongside of Coach Hamer Al Grimson. And with new players coming in from overseas, then we can say that they need to be integrated into the Jamaican culture. And that is what Merron Gordon helped with. He aided in connecting these players to the vision of the national team's setup. So, in many words, Gordon is a bridge between coaches and players, between local football and international standards, and between short term performances and long term development. So, it's a very hefty um duty on the hand of Merron Gordon. We should not just look on the title of him being an assistant coach, because if we should look on things like that, then we would say he's only there to assist coach Steve McLean. But whenever you look or research deeper into what is behind his name, it is very much hefty. And is he getting the support that he needs? Or let's say, does he have the backup or the assistance alongside himself who can help him make better decisions? Because one man cannot do that. Two heads is better than one. All right. So let's move on to the other point of importance: what he needs to do, because people will know that Merron Gordon needs to go based on what I have just explained or put forward about his major role. Jamaica is still lagging. We're still lagging, and we just need to get the ball rolling. 2026 is tomorrow, and we are yet to get in the best of the best players into a system that will help the team to progress. So what does Merron Gordon needs to do? I think I need to provide him with some assistance, so to help boost the Reggae Boyz national team and to see how well we can progress on the international level. So he needs to create a more effective harmony between local and international players. Jamaica's biggest issues, or one of the biggest issues that we do have, is cohesion, right? Many of our international players are used to playing on the top coaches in England and Europe. Meanwhile, our local players comes from a completely different footballing environment. Gordon must help blend these styles, and in that case, developing a tactical system that balances the physical and technical strengths of both groups while ensuring everyone knows their role. It seems as if Merron Gordon's role is even bigger than the coach. It seems that way. Also, build trust and chemistry within the squad. So there's sometimes tension or a divided relation between local and foreign based players. Even in the fan base, a lot of us would say we need for the local players to be integrated into the squad. We don't need enough England based players, this, that, blah, blah, blah. So, Merron Gordon, it is your job to act as a peacemaker, a motivator, and a middleman. So, you is the main man that is responsible for this. And in that case, if you understand the effectiveness of getting these things done, then a creative environment will be in place where, if not all, most of our players will feel respected, whether they play in the Premier League, in Europe, thereabout, and also in the JPL. So it's your responsibility then, Merron Gardner, to improve communication between staffs, players, ensuring clear expectations, unity, and shared purpose. Am I pressuring Mr. Gardner? I don't think so. Also, he needs to strengthen scouting and selection strategy with dual nationalities and overseas talents becoming more important to Jamaica diaspora in terms of playing football to represent us as fans. Gardner should play a key role in scouting and also venting new addition. So he needs to identify players who are not just talented but also committed to the badge, players willing to bleed for the shirt, that is, and he should also ensure that local players who are based is not overlooked and get opportunities based on merits and form. Because names and football is not played on paper. Oftentimes we get that wrong. Big names doesn't play football. It's all about the merit, as what was explained earlier on, and the form. Quality has to be considerable in terms of being at that level, whereas you are capable to play in a system with team chemistry to yield respective results for the national team. And it's time for us to have consistent wins. Furthermore, for Merron Gordon, he needs to think about this thing now. Set piece organization and match preparation. I was looking on I think, a previous press conference with him in a game that Jamaica is going to play against, I think, Dominica, and a question was asked in terms of preparation, how, like, something like, have these players prepared? And he said that something like 4 months ago they have been prepared from himself and others heard about the tie, preparation was done. So 4 months of preparation, was it effective enough? And I would then conclude then that preparations are normally done before the closing time to play games, but Jamaica is still yet to play effective. So Gordon has to bring something tactically strong alongside with our coach, and the value of our players based on different position should create a cohesion, balance between defense and the offensive side of things, because Jamaica do possesses players of height, power, speed, you know, and we can somewhat be a danger for opposition teams if we get things right, because we're mixed with different characteristics. So, I mean, our set piece can be a weapon to consider, so I'm hoping that Merron Gordon and the team is taking this into consideration. And furthermore, build a strong long-term football culture. Jamaica is still disorganized. So, Mr. Gordon, it is your role to blend experienced and credible players together, and hopefully these players can integrate into a system and bring forth an influential culture that is stamped. When players plays, you can know then that this is the Jamaica men's national team. He's good in terms of mentoring young players, but he should also look to mentor young coaches, because you're the middleman between overseas and local. And also, it's a lot of work, but it's what you are there for. So it is also of importance that you advocate for better football infrastructures that will improve and have a positive impact on the football in Jamaica. So that was absolutely some key things that Merron Gordon should take into consideration and to execute, being a respective representation of the Jamaica men's national team. So to conclude, Merron Gordon may not be the face of the team, as we know, because some of us just think that he's there as a backup to a Herman Grimson. in the past, and also now Steve McLaren, who is our existing coach, but he has a lot to do, knowing that he's a Jamaican-based person who have that understanding of our culture. A lot needs to be done. So it is important to share the importance of a Merron Garden because um we need to have a tactical structure in place and a system that builds team chemistry that will help our team to elevate. We want to break that continuous trend of inconsistency. We need to see Jamaica performing on a level of expectation and even exceeding our expectations, whereas we can say Reggae Boyz from now and beyond is way better than what we thought. So, people, what is your say on the topic of importance? Merron Gordon's mission. How can he transform Jamaica's football future? I mean, the points were being shared, so I would love for you to drop your comments in the comment section about this. And of course, when you do so, Premier 7 will be there to reply. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel because when you do so, the channel will grow and there'll be a lot more to present to you about the Jamaica men's national team. So take care, goodbye until we meet again.